Hey there, the semester has started. It's the new year, new semester up at the university. Got to see all those nice smiling 20-year-old faces that I am typically teaching in person. So it's good to see the kids back from break. They look well rested, not very stressed at this point whatsoever. So we'll get to work on that and see if we can resolve that problem or not. Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm Rusty Nelson, your college art professor, the old Rusty professor, and I'm here to talk about watercolor and drawing and getting this new semester, this new season, season 2, off to a running start. And I've been posting some foundation tutorials for the start already, so I think I've posted 2 or 3 drawing-oriented tutorials just about mark making. I think that just dropped today being Monday, and I think I finished up my series of facial parts and features: eyes, nose, lips, ears. I've done hands and feet. I didn't do knees yet, so somebody mentioned something about wanting to have a tutorial on knees, but we'll get back into the figure stuff here pretty soon as I get through some of the fundamental things. The Monday tutorial being kind of it's a still life of a pear, but just really using that as a device to talk about mark making and the importance of becoming familiar with what types of marks a pencil or a pen can make and the options you have by adding pressure or not, thin lines, thick lines, tone, shapes, and all of that. So it's really becoming very familiar with some fundamental things and gaining that confidence so that when you do make a mark, it has intent and it does exactly what you want it to do. A lot of times when I see students in my intro to drawing courses, my foundation drawing courses, their marks are very scratchy, timid, squiggly, just all over the place, and it takes a good 2 to 3 weeks just to loosen the kids up and get them making marks with intent and confidence, so that confidence translates over into the final piece when they start drawing objects and subject matter and stuff like that. So that's kind of what Monday's post was about. I did wrap up the facial features with the nose. That one did pretty well. All of my facial features, that seems like the drawing tutorials on the human figure are very popular. People are definitely interested in learning how to draw people and faces and figures and things like that. So I'll keep those tutorials coming as well. Later on this week, I think Saturday, I think I've gotten back to dropping my later in the week tutorial on Saturdays. I'm also shifting, instead of morning drops, I'm going to try out a 3 o'clock in the afternoon drop. My stats tend to show that the bulk of my audience is looking at the videos like from 3 to 6 p.m. in the afternoon. So I'm going to kind of shift that over and see if it makes any difference whatsoever. Again, I'm still trying to figure out YouTube and what works best, and and trying to learn to do a better video without a whole lot of work and scripting and things like that, and editing. Yeah, so if I can get better at speaking extemporaneously, I have less edits to do in my tutorials. So I definitely learned a lot about that in my first year in doing this channel, is what types of videos I like doing and making, and which ones take more work and which ones go together quicker. And from what I can see stats wise with what's being watched, surprisingly the shorter, quicker, little bite-sized bits of information on a topic seem to go over a lot better than the more extended, big overview watercolors that I've done. And so I'm going to keep those going. I just need to kind of figure out a better rhythm and structure for everything that I'm doing. I try to roll A-roll and B-roll video and do some cuts and edits that way. That's not too much of a heavy lift. So working on that. That's one of my goals. And again, I think I said this in previous Talking Watercolors. This year I'm also trying to figure out what it means and what would be a good fit with my audience and the rapport that I'm developing here on this channel with what I can do to hopefully maybe create some revenue streams and see if I can figure out what it is that you would really like to have and be able to afford and help support the channel, all that stuff. Keep me doing this as I approach my retirement. If you're new to my channel, I am going to be retiring from my university position in May of 2026. So I have about 3 more semesters as a working stiff before I join the retirement crowd. And I want to be doing this as a side gig in retirement and hopefully keep the lights on and the technology up to date so I can continue doing this. So any support you can give this channel would be much appreciated. So let's see here. Comments. Did I have any good comments this week? I had several comments. I've seen a lot of comments, plus comments that are being emailed to me by people off of my website on my Loomis giveaway. So look for the link in the description of this video, and you'll see a link over to my website to download Loomis method PDFs of drawing for all it's worth, figure drawing for all it's worth, and hands and feet. I think drawing heads and hands is the other one. So yeah, go over there, click in there, but I have a spot where people can drop me their emails, not required for anything. You can go directly over to the downloads and get them without giving me your email. But a lot of people have been giving me their emails and dropping me comments in the emails, which have been really pretty cool. I've been seeing a lot of people in their retired years picking up new hobbies to do and new things to learn. So great. That's exactly why, the kind of the motivation that I started this channel was to get retired people back into drawing. They may have set it aside for a number of years or just never ever picked it up, but were interested in it. So that's why I'm here, to kind of get people up and off the ground, picking up a pencil, picking up a watercolor brush, and getting started painting and drawing and being creative and being engaged, keeping their minds active. So that's really pretty cool to see those kind of comments. 78-year-olds, 80-year-olds getting back into it after a long extended period. Some people, their parents may have been artists and they just never really did. And I can relate to that because as an artist, my kids, they definitely were creative and they did some pretty amazing stuff as kids art-wise, but it just really wasn't their passion like it was for me. And I always thought that if they were truly really interested in it, they would pick it up and do it. But they had other interests and things, so hopefully maybe someday they'll want to pick back up and get started being creative again, and maybe these videos might even help them so later on in life. So let's see here. Oh, I did have a couple comments where people were making notes that they like how when I'm teaching that I don't try to cover up mistakes. I don't edit them out. They they like my off the cuff comments about whether or not my efforts were good or bad, or if it looked like hell or butt ugly people. Those definitely are seem to be comments that people like to hear when I'm working. But it is, everybody's going to have these problems no matter what level they're at. Whether they're a beginner, intermediate, or an advanced person, they'll have issues. They're going to have something that happens in their piece that they have to resolve. They'll have to fix. They just have the toolbox and the gear and the knowledge at their fingertips to be able to go in and make those adjustments and fix the problem that may have happened with whatever it is that they had done. So definitely don't think when you get more experience and you're maybe a professional artist, that you're not going to have these issues. You will have these issues, and it's just a matter of how you work with it to resolve it and make it look seamless and effortless. And now I've said this in a lot of my previous tutorials as well, and I tell my students this up at the university all the time too, that when I'm doing demos, I'm either going to inspire them to do it or I'm going to demoralize them, and it can go one or two ways. So, and if it does demoralize them, I'm there to kind of pick them back up, dust them off, and push them off into the right direction again, so they're not quite as frustrated as they were after watching my demos. So it's definitely an interesting career choice in life, to go into higher education and interact with these kids. And a lot of the kids we get, they may have not done art in high school at all. They may have been band conflicted with the art class or whatever, so they just never had the chance, but they were interested in it. And over the years, maybe through college or even getting started working, they've always admired people who do art and that, so they're now ready to jump in and start learning stuff. And that's the whole point and purpose that I'm here as well, is to get those people up and running and learning and creating as well. So, well, that's really about all I had today. I think this is a shorter session again. Been looking through it. Well, just got back from my daughter's wedding, so it's been a really hectic break between going to my youngest daughter's house for Christmas, flying back, spending a week, and then flying out to my other daughter's location and going to her wedding. So it's been very busy. I am definitely building my semester courses for up at the university as this plane is flying. So I'm taking a lesson from YouTube that you build the channel as you're flying it, right? So I'm doing the same thing up at the university, building all the things in my learning management system and getting everything plugged in there as the semester gets rolling. So it's a course in development as we go along. So I'll get it under control in a couple of weeks. So hey, I hope you got something out of this little conversation we had today. And if you got any value out of this video, please give me a like and a subscribe. Head over to Patreon. If you like my videos I've got like 160 some videos on a range of things out in my libraries. Go check them out. And if you like them, want to support the channel financially in any way, I do have a Patreon channel. The link's in the description as well. So any support you are willing to offer, I really do appreciate it. So, hey, I'll see you next week talking watercolor.